Albert Bierstadt and the Significance of California Art. This presentation is by Rebecca Holder for the California Art and Cultural Context course taught at the Academy of Art University. This is recorded December 6, 2012. The legendary Albert Bierstadt once stated, "Truly all is remarkable and wellspring of amazement and wonder. Man is so fortunate to dwell in this American Garden of Eden." Bierstadt was born January 7, 1830 in Solingen, Germany. When he was 2 years old, his family moved to Massachusetts. In 1803, Albert Bierstadt returned to Germany to study at the Dusseldorf School of Painting. Albert Bierstadt returned to America in 1857 and joined a survey expedition to travel to the west. During his first trip out west, he only made it as far as the Rockies and spent most of his time sketching and recording everything that was around. In 1863, Bierstadt finally had a chance to return to the west and this time travel to California, Yosemite Valley. Bierstadt described the Yosemite Valley as a spiritual experience. Inspired him to only want to paint Yosemite Valley. While Bierstadt was in California, he joined the Hudson River School, which were a group of painters that primarily focused on landscape painting. While he was at the school and with these other talented individuals, brought him great fame and eventually led him to becoming one of the greatest landscape artists of California. He has a distinct painting style where he combines low-hanging horizon lines to describe these mountains and a distinct ambient lighting which gives an almost fantasy feel to each painting. Low-hanging horizon lines and Bierstadt's landscapes can be seen in Cathedral Rock in Yosemite Valley and the domes of Yosemite. The mountains tower above the scene like iconic monuments. Bierstadt used atmospheric perspective to add depth and realism to his paintings. His compositions had a distinct S-curve which leads the viewer throughout the entire image. This is evident in his painting Sunset in Yosemite Valley. Bierstadt also used a dynamic type of lighting referred to as luminism, which creates the romantic and glowing ambiance to his work. Bierstadt often matched his color palettes to seasonal changes he experienced in Yosemite. There were lots of contrasting cool and warm tones to represent the ever-changing hues of Yosemite's nature. An example of this would be in his painting. Prior to Bierstadt coming to California, he spent his first trip out west in areas of Nevada and Utah and places surrounding the Rockies. There he experienced the Native Americans' life. During this time period, there were more paintings that depicted figures in nature than there were after his travels to Yosemite. An example of this is The Last of the Buffalo 2. This painting depicts a Native American battling with the buffalo. And even though this is a more figurative example of his work, there's still a lightness of landscapes in it due to the luministic lighting and overall natural tones of the painting. This painting is a clear representation of man's struggles with nature. Albert Bierstadt's impact of his paintings were seen throughout the world. He is considered to be such an important landscape artist, not only to California, but to the rest of the world, that there is even a mountain in Colorado named after him, Mount Bierstadt. It is evident that Yosemite was Bierstadt's primary focus in all of his paintings. The majority of his paintings that he created in his life were of this. His love for Yosemite made him express its tranquil nature and inspired many viewers to experience these places in person. His paintings represented the feeling of freedom and life awaiting those that desired it. On February 18, 1902, Albert Bierstadt passed away. He left behind a lifetime of unforgettable landscapes. His paintings not only led people to California to find their home in his work, but expressed the importance of one's connection with nature. This in turn led many people to travel to California to experience Yosemite for themselves. California art is depicted through various mediums like oils, watercolor, sculpture, and photography. There were also different artistic movements like Impressionism, Tonalism, and Transcendentalism that describe California. The elements of culture and nature are dominant in all aspects of California art and are represented clearly through figurative language. Examples of figure representation are evident in works of art like Gottardo Piazzoni's Reflection, which represents the spiritual nature of California and its people. Artists like Maynard Dixon used cultural history and heritage to describe the state in his mural of Queen Califia, and Charles Christian Nall's Sunday Morning in the Mines, as well as Dorothea Lange's Migrant Mother, described the importance of historical events that have impacted California's culture and the way the state has been shaped today. And although all of these examples vary in attitude and subject matter, they define the impact of culture and nature on California, as well as how figurative language can often interpret a variety of different subject matters. In conclusion, regardless of how ever-changing California can be, the importance of art is very clear. Artists like Albert Bierstadt and the rest mentioned in this presentation have all left their mark permanently in California's history, and without their works of art, California would not nearly be as unique and diverse as it is today. Thank you for watching.